Hello and welcome to the tutorial on indices, negative powers, model answers. So let's go through our first question. What is 6 to the power of minus 3? And the first thing to notice here is that this is a 1-mark question. Now you will recall from our tutorial that the rule which applies here is, and let's write it down, x to the power of minus a equals 1 over x to the power of a. So to get rid of the minus sign, we simply inverse the number. So x to the power of minus a becomes 1 over x to the power of a. Now we're just going to circle this rule. And let's work through our question. So we have 6 to the power of minus 3. And using our formula, this becomes 1 over 6 to the power of 3. So what does that equal? Now we know that 6 times 6 equals 36. And then we can do times 6 again. This becomes 6 times 6 is 36. 3 times 6 is 18, plus 3 is 21. Therefore, our answer is 1 over 216. And I'm just going to underline that. So 6 to the power of minus 3, this becomes 1 over 216. Now let's move on to our second question. Number 2. What is the value of n? 4 to the power of n, this is what we have to work out, equals 1 over 256. Now again, I'm going to write the rule for negative powers, and it's good practice to write this down. X to the power of minus a equals 1 over x to the power of a. Let me just put a circle around this. And the one thing I forgot to mention from the outset is that, again, please note the number of marks. This is typically a 1-mark question, but we are going to show all the workings out. So from our formula, x to the power of minus a equals 1 over x to the power of a, we know straight away that n will be a negative number. So let's write this down. 4n to the power of n equals 1 over 256. So I've just rewritten the equation down because we're going to work with this. So how many times does 4 have to be multiplied by itself to give 256? Well, we can write this down here. 4 times 4 equals 16. Times another 4 equals 64. Times another 4 equals 256. Now you can show all the workings out for the multiplication, but we're not going to worry about that now. So we know that the number 4 has to be multiplied 4 times. And using our formula, we can then deduce that n equals minus 4. So let's just write that out so we can fully understand it. 4 to the power of minus 4 equals 1 over 256. We can even write this in a slightly different way. we can write down that this, I'm just going to change colors on this just to make it clearer. 1 over 4 to the power of 4. Let's put an equal sign there. So 4 to the power of minus 4 equals 1 over 4 to the power of 4. And 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is 256. So therefore, n equals minus 4. And that is our answer. Now let's move on to our next question. Number 3. What is the value of p? And we have 5 to the power of minus 2 brackets p equals 1 over 625. Now again note, this is a 1-mark question. Now let's have a look at the first part of this equation. 5 to the power of minus 2 brackets p. Now we know from our previous tutorials that if we have x to the power of a, we have brackets, to the power of b, this simply equals x to the power of ab. We multiply them together. I'm just going to circle this rule. So therefore we can simplify the first part of the equation. We can write down 5 to the power of minus 2p equals 1 over 625. Now let's use the rule of negative powers to answer this question. Now we know that if x to the power of minus a, this simply equals 1 over x to the power of a. X to the power of minus a equals 1 over x to the power of a. So therefore we can now simplify our formula a little further. We have 5 to the power of minus 2p equals 1 over 5, and we don't know what the power is, so let's work this out. So how many times do we have to multiply the number 5 to get to 625? Well, let's work through this. 5 times 5 is 25, times another 5 is 125, times another 5 gets us to 625. So therefore we need 4 of them. So we can write this down here. So now we know that 5 to the power of minus 2p equals 1 over 5 to the power of 4. And using our formula where we have x to the power of minus a equals 1 over x to the power of a, we can therefore deduce that, let me just put a circle around this, p equals 2. Now if p does equal 2, let's write the equation out. We have 5 to the power of minus 4, minus 2 times p equals minus 4, equals 1 over 5 to the power of 4, which matches our formula. Therefore, we know it works. P equals 2. Let's move on to our next question. Number 4. What is the value of y? And we have 9 to the power of minus 1 equals y. So we're being asked to work out what y is. This is a 1-mark question, and this is a very simple question. If we go through our formula for negative powers, we have x to the power of minus a, and you will notice that I write the formula virtually in every question which is very good practice. This way you will know which rule to apply, and also it may gain you an extra mark. So we have x to the power of minus a equals 1 over x to the power of a. And again, I'm just going to circle our rule, and we're going to work out the answer. So we have 9 to the power of minus 1. Using our formula, this becomes 1 over 9. And we don't need to write down to the power of 1. 9 to the power of 1 is simply 9. And that is our answer. Very simple question.